let's get to the fight of the night. Let's have a look at which fight you guys thought was the fight of the night and which fight was actually crowned the fight of the night by the EFC. Now, we've spoken at length about this fight, and it is the fight, and there's the current sponsor, Five West. It is the fight of the night, Diego Bandu versus Mouhamed Ba, because that fight was absolutely cracking. Those big boys were swinging and hitting each other with so much power. I've never seen Diego Bandu rock before. He got rocked. So, like, he was actually fighting. He wasn't just beating someone up like he usually does. And Mouhamed Ba feels robbed. In the post-fight press conference, Mouhamed said, listen, I was robbed. Diego's like, hey, listen, take your losses. We can run it back, but take your loss. I've taken mine. Let's go. So I'm really looking forward to seeing these two go at it again. For you guys, Akhi, let me start with you. What was your fight of the night?
Zwane versus Billy. Bro, I'm gonna take like a leave of absence with being a CIT supporter, because like I don't know what's happening there, bro. Like I'm kind of on the fence. I'll see if Cameron Simon wins this fight. Then maybe I might switch teams. I might go to brothers in arms. Like I don't know, but like my fight was Ayanda Zwane versus Billy, because it had everything that a good fight should have. Not the robbery that was Bandu versus Ba. You know, it had an athlete, Ayanda, doing like showing the greatest performance of his life.
Are you sure you're not picking Ayanda's fight because he's here right now and you have
No. You can ask. You can ask Jan. You can ask Jan. I wasn't a fan of Ayanda until what he did to Rudy, because then I was like, wow, I see who this guy is. You know, so Ayanda, probably one of the best performances of his life, and he came up short because somebody, you know, this is MMA. You know, that's the story of MMA. It's the same thing as like excommunicado. I don't know who he was fighting against. Again, I think it was somebody from CIT, right? Where it was just a slugfest. There was so much blood. There was so much emotions, but he came up short. You know, like that coming up short it just makes it so. It tells such a good story because it shows you about life, that you can do anything. You can do anything and everything and give your best and still come up short. You know, so that Billy versus Zwane fight of the year, definitely.
Yeah, man.
I think you're talking about his title fight with Mark Hume is the one where he came up short. Yes, Ola.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to echo everything what you said there about, you know, the Ayanda Zwane and Billy the Kid's fight. But in the interest of picking something else, I will go with Diego Bandu and Ba, because he did go all 3 rounds. These two did beat the crap out of each other, right?
Yeah.
And when you and for me, fight of the night is always determined by either a fight you think is robbery because there's going to be split decisions involved, and you may not agree with who it went to because both of them did really, really well and they beat the brakes off of each other. And I think in that Diego Bandu, maybe not as much as the Billy the Kid and Ayanda and the way it ended, right? Because we still got a finish out of that fight.
Yeah.
In this fight here, we ended up with a unanimous decision. But like I said, in the interest of picking, you know, something that was different. That was something different that was really, really good on the table, I'll go with Diego Bandu and Mouhamed Ba.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to pick different because those 2 fights were amazing with the Ayanda Zwane fight because of Billy's face. Honestly, I've never seen someone fainting with their face and smiling as they get hit. Like, he blew my mind. If I wasn't a fan of Billy the Kid before that fight, I'm definitely a fan of Billy the Kid now. And so for that reason, for me, that was my fight of the night. But yes, Diego Bandu, Mouhamed Ba, they need to run it back because that fight was absolutely crazy. Those are real heavy middleweights. That's when you say these middleweights are scrapping, they are fighting. There was power, there was skill, there was drama. Like that is a fight that I would not mind seeing at the top of this division in the EFC, maybe for a title or for a number one contender, which this almost was, because now Diego's been calling out Luke for that middleweight shot, but he might have to run it back against Mouhamed Ba before he can get that shot. But let's see.
Bro, I want to see. I know he's his teammate now, but they weren't teammates the first time they fought. I want to see him run it back with Jaco before he can go talk to Luke. That's just how I feel about it, bro. Just because you know what I mean. He lost to Jaco before to go and see, and Jaco. We see what happened with Jaco and Luke. So go run it back with Jaco, get that win back off of Jaco, and then go see Luke. Why not? You know.
Yeah.
So,
it'll be interesting to see what the matchmakers decide on that one. Shout out Ayanda Zwane saying Billy was not smiling because he was happy, but because he was hiding the pain. I agree, he was hiding the pain. That's what blew my mind.